Hey, what is up, guys? Welcome to North. I got you guys hooked up with a view of the cow with a bale right in front of her. But I thought of you guys when I got everything set up tonight. I figured, why make you look at my face when you can look at my hairy cow? Also got some surprise visitors who popped by. Also have another buddy who's bringing a cow. No, he's bringing a goat back to the farm, and I can hear him coming up the road now. So a little bit busy out here, and I don't have to do any of the work. Manscape that hairy cow, says Anthony Gonzalez. Dude, that cow, she's got her summer coat on. She's been ladyscaped. Man lady cowscaped. But that is unshaggy as she will be. She will be much shaggier coming up. Zone 6 in the house, says Tom Blood. What up, buddy? That's Idaho, guys. We're going to be talking about Idaho tonight. We're going to be talking about a lot of the stuff going on in Idaho, and then we'll talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. But I wanted to, I just wanted to share with you guys some of the stuff that's going on. Zone 4 in the house, HasCon. Right on. Welcome, guys. Welcome. So, lot going on. Our legislatures were called into special session down in Boise, up here in Idaho, to grant immunity from people, so they couldn't be held responsible legally for COVID-19 related lawsuits that take place. A lot of people thought that the governor was trying to make sure that he couldn't be sued for his actions. I'm not sure if that's what the bill wound up having in it, but the big draw, the big attention getter, was the fact that the legislatures, while in session, drafted up a bill to end our emergency declaration right then and there. But a lot happened, guys. They tried to keep a bunch of people out of the building. A bunch of people forced their way into it, made a big ruckus. A glass window did get broke on the door. If you watch the video, it's actually from the door just being flexed because it's an old wood door. So that, you know, it flexed and the glass broke out. But there was Idaho State Patrol keeping everybody out, and the people, right? Keeping we the people out from being able to go in there and witness this, which is our right to be able to do. But it got rowdy. And so later that day, something moved to a different room, and local Idaho hero, patriot, Ammon Bundy, got arrested for not leaving the room. While the building was still open for business, they were still operating. But the amount of staters that they brought in for one guy refusing to just get up out of a chair was ridiculous, guys. There was like 3 different groups, and 2 of them were in riot gear to remove one guy. There had to have been at least over 30. At least over 30 of these people. Probably 40 or 50 maybe. I think each of the groups probably had 15 to 20 guys in them, and there was at least 3 groups moving around the building together, staging, getting ready to walk in and get him. I'm not sure what they were expecting. But they wound up arresting him. Some of the pictures are pretty epic. He refused to get up out of the chair, so they handcuffed him and then wheeled him out of the chair. I mean, they wheeled him out of the building completely. They wheeled him all the way down to the curb. And then a lot of people didn't see the video, but he actually made them pick him up and then slide him into the cruiser, which I think is fantastic. Oh, one of you guys hooked me up with a $10 super chat. I appreciate it, guys. I did not see that coming in here. Thank you to whoever hooked up with that super chat. So that was day 1. But here's the weird thing about it, guys. He goes to jail. They offer him bail. He refuses bail. And apparently they just opened the door and kicked him loose. When does that ever happen? That doesn't ever happen, right? Like, normally you just sit in there until you see a judge. They kick him loose. Now, this is weird to me because up here Casey got arrested, as you guys know, for chalking. Ammon was charged with or arrested for trespassing inside of the public building, peacefully sitting in an empty room in a chair. Casey was Casey was trespassed from public property up here for chalking on the sidewalk. When he went to his court date, he did not go into the courtroom. He told them he's not going to wear a mask. He's not going to comply. He checked in, which is not something you do. He checked in and then he left. Casey has not had a warrant issued for his arrest the entire time. He has not, they have not picked him up. We've had multiple run-ins with law enforcement since then. If he had a warrant out for his arrest, they would pick him up. I can tell you if they issued a warrant for Casey's arrest, the sheriff's department would have fun going and getting Casey, looking for him. They would probably have a pool set up of whoever gets him, you know, gets what's ever in the pot. Because they dislike him very much. They do not like the activism of Casey Whalen, which is North Idaho Exposed. You guys can go check out his channel. I don't see any of my mods in here, so you guys can just check it out after the live stream. North Idaho Exposed, but he's constantly just up here doing stuff, guys, and he has been trespassed from many places, but I don't think he's been arrested one time in the 3 years that I've known him. I don't think he's been arrested one time. So it goes to show you that he's not necessarily doing anything wrong. Les White, $5 super chat. Thank you very much, Les. Says, keep up the great work. Appreciate it. I'm going to until they shut me down. Speaking of shut down, looks like the Facebook is going to get shut down. My Facebook. I have a Facebook set up here just to kind of keep track of what's going on, as well as keep people informed for events with the 3% up in this area, as well as the state, and just to get the news of everything that's going on. Since Facebook has deleted like over 10,000 militias, 3%ers, patriots, everyone who is attached to real 3%ers lost their Facebook page. I got like a letter, or I got like a notification from Facebook. So it's looking like mine's getting kicked off as well. And I won't be going back. I don't like, Facebook has been a huge waste of time. And a huge headache. There's a large amount of stress that comes with Facebook. It's pretty amazing. I've never had Facebook before. This was my first time I've ever had it. I had it for a couple of months, and it looks like I'm earning a ticket on the way out. So I don't think I'm back to that. The organization has maintained a network elsewhere, which is good and an important lesson. Many of you guys kind of lost your organization, your contact with everybody. When Facebook dumped, you know, everyone's group. And so that's a pretty good lesson for a lot of you guys, to have alternative sources of communication, which we do. So we are going to be staying in contact with each other, and Facebook didn't mess that up. RTK615 gives me a $5 super chat. Says, any advice for Tennessee boys? The 3% here is a joke. Here's my advice to you, man. And keep in mind that a lot of people are under the moniker 3%, but many people just call themselves a 3%er. That is a big difference between the real 3%ers of Idaho. The real 3%ers of Idaho are very disciplined and very organized. So what happens is you get these factions of people calling themselves 3%ers, and then they give like all 3%ers a bad name. If you don't like the 3%ers in your area, start your own group. Start it, form it, discipline it, organize it, do everything that you want to make it look right, and start with getting one more guy. Get one guy, you guys figure it out, get organized, grab another guy, figure it out, get organized. That's the best advice that I can give you. If you don't like the groups that are available, start your own, do it the right way. Jojo says, how tall is Chad? Chad is 6'7". Least real 3% Idaho is the way to go, but I get your point. Only takes 2 to call yourself a group. Guys, it only takes a 4 or 5 man team to be effective, right? And that's the design as well of the real 3%ers of Idaho is small teams. We have a very big organization, but we are made up of very small teams. Organized. B Carpenter says 10-4 Moonwalk. See guys off grid cabin. Says Chad, Chad has his own weather up there. Yes, it's much cleaner than the air you guys are breathing when you're this tall. What else is going on, guys? Oh, so Ammon Bundy got himself arrested again yesterday. I think it was yesterday. The days are coming together. Yesterday, so he got himself arrested the first day by just sitting there in a chair. The second day, he showed back up to listen to, I believe, the Senate talk about the bill that we wanted passed. And he was just sitting there. And they didn't want him in there. And they arrested him again. And I gotta say, I like his style of making them carry him out. He did it again the second time. He just sat there, they cuffed him up, and they picked him up, and they carried him out of the state capitol. It's just pretty funny. I think it's hilarious. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you guys think it is the way to go out, to get wheeled out and carted out versus to just get up and walk out on your own? I like the idea of him just getting pushed all the way to the curb. I think it's great. And let's not forget, guys, it does what it's intended to do. It is bringing national attention to what is going on in Idaho. It is bringing national attention to the issues of law enforcement being order followers and just doing the governor's bidding willy-nilly. They don't care, right? It's all about the paycheck. And that is a huge issue of what's going on right now. And if you, whether you support law enforcement or you don't support law enforcement, it is an issue that is taking place in this country, and you can continue to ignore it and say it's no big deal, or we can continue down that same path that we are going down, which we're gonna anyway, but we can keep making the same mistake, and then we can just get to the end where we all fight, and then we can figure it out there, right? Let's read some questions, guys. Did I miss another super chat? Janice says, we have been off grid for 27 years and never regret a moment of it. Live in Lava Hot Springs, Idaho. Sweet. Yeah. Yeah. Living off grid is just it's a different life. A lot of people can't do it. And then it is it's so freeing from all of the outside stuff. It is very freeing. YouTube was my one attachment to the world, and then the government got into my life here on the homestead, wanted to be a part of it, and now it is just that single event has basically spiraled where I am at today, what I am doing today, doing with the organization, doing with community. All of it has stemmed from the fact that the government wanted to come in here and tell me that I needed a permit for a building that says I don't need a permit. Let's see here. Keith says, where is Shelby and the kids? Shelby and the kids are here. They are existing right behind this camera. They don't want to be on YouTube anymore, man. They don't want to be a part of it. They don't want to be putting our life out there as much, and that's why the channel has taken a bit of a turn from what we are covering. It doesn't feel safe to put so much of our life out there anymore, just because of where we're at in this climate. The fact that we've put ourselves out there has made us a target by many people, and not something that I talk about too much, but we get threatened quite a bit. I was actually threatened from my video yesterday. I now have a guy in Coeur d'Alene who says he's going to fight me the next time he sees me. So it's kind of an issue to put yourself out there. Once the channel grows big enough, you get enough people in, and you start to get people who they just hate you, right? They just dislike you for whatever reason. So Shelby has opted to take herself and the kids out of that, at least for the time being. You know, where the future takes us, I don't know. But as long as things are kind of hostile, they've decided to stay out of the videos, which I don't blame her, right? Unfortunately, the county kind of ruined the direction this channel was going in because we don't show you guys much of what we do on the farm, based on the fact that we knew they were watching everything, looking to figure out how they could come and A, tax us, or B, take money from us, right? Just extort us in any way. So, right, government ruined pretty much everything they touch. Keith says, how's the baby? Creed's doing really good. He just celebrated his 1-year birthday. We went camping for the first time. He absolutely loved camping. It was super cool. He naturally loves the outside anyway, even though we're off grid. Whenever we're in the house, he wants to be outside of the house, of course, with all the animals and stuff walking around, right? All right, I missed a super chat. Let me get up here. Rick, $10 super chat. Thank you, Rick. Appreciate it. He says, this is for a 6-pack of good beer. I appreciate it, man. I found a new beer that I have been enjoying lately. I don't have any tonight. Shelby bought some, I think by accident. Really good stuff though, right? It's like a pineapple beer. It's really good. I get made fun of for drinking it, but I like it. Jojo with $20 super chat. Appreciate it, Jojo. Says, enjoy camping vids, 22 Charger, thought and review gun vids possible. So here's the deal with gun vids, guys, is they get demonetized right away. And when that happens, you can go back and look at my videos. I will do a certain amount of video and you'll see a gun video and all of a sudden it does nothing. I mean, just minimal. And it's because what happens is YouTube, when you guys hit that bell notification, YouTube will take that and make sure it doesn't reach any of you guys. And so very few people will watch those videos. So we have been doing some product reviews, trying to get a little more into the firearms industry because it is something that I really enjoy. Also happens to be a big part of what we are doing here now with guns, training, organization, that sort of thing. Guns have always been a huge part of my life, but they weren't on the channel. So we got to be careful because YouTube will, you know, they make things harder on us. 22 Charger, probably not in my future. Not a fan of that specific gun. I'm a big fan of Ruger, but that specific layout, probably not. I am actually, I'm working on getting my papers turned. My papers are turned in. I'm in the waiting period to start using suppressors and other fun toys, but I have a suppressor bought and ready to come home. So a few more months we will be playing with suppressors. So in the meantime, I'm working on getting some more guns and some more suppressors to be able to show you guys, but the legal process of that takes a long time, something like 8 months. Supposedly, and I'd heard from some people around 4, which means we would only have about a month to go if that's the case, but we will see. Damage Inc. with $20 super chat. Appreciate it, Damage Inc. Says, there are grown children everywhere exercising their authority. Stay strong, family. Yeah, man, it is a weird climate we're in, guys, and we're going to be hitting on a lot of this stuff in the next little bit with a lot of different videos, kind of really just kind of getting back to that preparedness mindset. Just so you guys are aware of what we have been up to, there has been a lot of training going on that you guys aren't seeing, probably at least once a week. The organization has multiple times a month, learning a lot of new skills, a lot of different... adding a lot of tools to the trade. There's a lot going on that you guys are not aware of behind the scenes. But we're going to be hitting on that stuff so I can kind of influence you guys to do the same. Okay, let me see here. Skinner Farm says, what are your thoughts on Taurus? I've never been a fan of Taurus firearms. They had a bad reputation for quality control back in the day. I used to work at a shop. They've had a bad reputation of quality control back in the day. It's better now, but I just don't. I'm not a fan of Taurus. with that being said, get what you need to get to protect yourself, right? Unless it's one of those high points. Don't get that. I think I missed a super chat in there, guys. I apologize if I did. RTK615, $5 super chat says, opinion on the Kenosha shootout issue. All right, we can talk about that. Couple of things. One, it's hard to have the entire picture painted so far because the media we get, right, is garbage, mainstream media. A lot of good video on Facebook. A lot of good video, obviously, going on to YouTube after that, but there was a lot of good video on YouTube, on Facebook right away. Looks to me to be justified. If I put myself into those positions, that kid did what he had to do to not become a victim. What it looks like, how it starts out in the beginning, and it's hard to tell because you get a narrative and then you get a video, but you don't see it totally clearly. You do see pictures of a Molotov cocktail being thrown at the building that the kid was asked. I believe he was asked to be there. Whether or not they were hired or just asked, they were there to protect this building. You do see a guy throw a Molotov cocktail at the building, and then you have reports of that guy then chasing that dude and telling him to shoot him. So that's the part you don't necessarily see. That guy winds up with a gunshot wound to the head, goes down. You see the shooter, Kenosha Kyle. You see him standing there. And then as he's looking at the guy on the ground, another guy comes over to help. More people come over, but then they start to target him. They start to draw their attention to him. Someone yells, "Get him." You can hear him. And then Kenosha Kyle hits the wheels, and he starts moving down the road, which is the right choice to make. No longer can he be there and try to be responsible for providing aid for that guy the moment someone says, "Get him." So he moves away. Gets going down the road, and then attackers chase him, and that's what happens, man. They chase him. I think he just falls. I don't think anyone got to him, but he fell. A guy runs and goes to jump into him, which may seem like it's not life-threatening, guys, but I will tell you this. If that guy who jumped into him was able to kick him in the face long enough to daze him, he would have been rat-packed by however many people would have gotten there, including skateboard guy who was on his way. So the dude who jumped on him, I believe, was shot. I believe that guy got shot, or he got shot at and then booked it. And then skateboard guy hits him with a skateboard. He then returns fire. A skateboard is a deadly weapon. He returns fire. One hit from a skateboard to the head can knock you out. Once you're knocked out, they can take your gun and use it on you. Shoots him. At that time, the guy with the gun walks up. The guy carrying a gun, pointing it at him, running up on him. I would have shot the guy too. I would have shot every single one of those people in that same order, barring the evidence coming up on the first guy, because I'm not sure what happened there. But as far as the people attacking him on the street, I would have shot them as well. Whenever someone's attacking you in groups, you know you're going to get rat-packed the moment you hit the ground. It's very dangerous. So, justified, I would say. There are some other issues stemming from that, right? Apparently he's 17, and supposedly the states that he was in has like a 17. You can't be 7. You have to be 18 to have a firearm. I'm not really sure what that law is. I can tell you guys that the Second Amendment, not justified. You're not a lawyer. No, I'm not a lawyer, Roberto Lopez. We're sitting here having a conversation. Take it easy, bud. And that's your opinion. That's fantastic. I'm giving my opinion. That's what I was asked for because you're on my channel. Oh, Roberto, you ruined the flow, dude. Had to make it about you. Oh, I don't know what I was saying. Roberto ruined it. Good job, Roberto. Nunez is justified. Oh, sorry, the age. So apparently these states have laws about don't get after Roberto. He was just commenting. These states have laws on the age of your ability to carry a firearm, apparently. I know the Second Amendment has no, yeah, don't block Roberto, man. It's all good. We're pretty good about not banning anyone anyway. I let people get on here and troll me. I don't ban them. The Second Amendment has no age attached to it, guys. So the fact that the states put an age limit on it, I would challenge that. We send 17-year-olds to war. So, you know, it's bullshit, right? All of these gun laws are unconstitutional because they all infringe on the Second Amendment. Telling a 17-year-old kid he can't protect himself is ridiculous. It's arbitrary. Clearly that kid is well trained because that kid handled that like a champ. You see him like rolling, snatching, one-handing. Crazy. B. Carpenter with a $50 super chat. I appreciate that, B. Carpenter. Love your channel and your followers. Tired of the land and the fee and the home of the slave. I get it. It is becoming. Dan Curb says, "Shut up, Roberto." It is becoming a different country. It has become a different country in a matter of months, guys. We have gone to wear masks, ask for permission, can't travel. It's changed. It's changed when all of these governors, including my governor, who is currently engaged in a fraud claim, and I hope the White House doesn't pay him, and then I hope he goes to jail for his fraudulent claim. Yeah, still raising Highlands. That's one right there, and we've got some more on the way. We're just finishing up some pasture over there. We're going to bring in some more. If we were here in February, and then we got to here today, whenever we're done with this, which is going to be around November as far as the election nonsense goes, I don't think the civil unrest is going to end by then. We will only go back to about here. So how do we get back to here? And then how do we improve that by getting back to here? Is we need to get involved and stay involved. We allow the weak left to run in our politics, to run on our school boards, to become all of our teachers, to brainwash our kids, to become our medical professionals who then sell us out to get their board members a bunch of money. The wrong people are in power in this country. It's the wrong people, and it's because people like me who want to just hang out in the woods, play with my freaking goats. We don't want to be bothered with politics, and that is the issue. Now we are at a point where these weak people have got us all the way over here, and I say weak in many different ways, right? Like physically weak, mentally weak. You've got a governor who is engaging in a fraudulent claim for money. That's weakness. You're selling yourself for money. Well, we can get a bunch of money into my buddies in this state, right? That is weakness, guys. Having the gumption to say, listen, I don't want your money. We're not going to shut down people's private businesses because we have this opportunity to get billions of dollars in federal funding. That takes real character. That takes a real man to be able to make that decision. And we have, entitled brats. Yeah, we have all these entitled brats who want free shit. They want free money. They see just dollar signs coming from the federal government. And here's the issue, is that you are putting families out of business. You are ruining people's lives on the small scale. But on the big scale, you see dollar signs. And it takes the right person to understand that that mom and pop shop is not worth the millions of dollars coming from the federal government. We could have just continued operating as normal. Idaho could have been business as usual, and we would have been good. And we would not have had the shit community that we have right now. We would not have the verge of violence that we are going to be seeing soon. You see this goat right here? Nope, too short. That's the tail. Wrong people, guys. So we need to get the right people into offices, but unfortunately, we are going to have to fight our way there now. To get our country back, there is going to be a fight. Letitia Taylor with $10 super chat. Thank you, ma'am. Says 380 short up. Sorry, nope. 380 short. Up close and sweet. Don't F with me. I won't F with you. Love you, brother. Absolutely. Except I don't like 380. You can't take back your super chat. You already sent it. The 380 caliber is a small 9mm caliber. It's basically like a watered down 9mm. A 9mm already is not necessarily the greatest of caliber for defense. So, Letitia, you need to get a bigger gun. 380, a little bit small. And I can tell you too that if someone was wearing big bulky clothing, leather jacket, extra shirt, that kind of thing, 380s will actually get hung up in clothing and not go through. So you want to get yourself something a little bit better. You like the 3 and the 8, just drop the 0 and get a 38 special. That's my advice. No, Roberto, I am not a professional gun guy. It's just my opinion, buddy. Take it easy. 9mm ammo is just fine for self-defense. Absolutely, Rick. I carry the same thing, man. Smith & Wesson 40. I might have started something here. 357 Magnum. Kevin A says 380 don't make you fix sheetrock. That's funny. 44 mag, big gun. Bruce Ireland 10mm. 10mm is a great round. It's ballistically a lot like the 357. Great round. Nunya, Texas, back 20 says 9mm most common will be available. Bro, 9mm is gone. It is off the shelves. It is a hunt looking for 9mm. Around here we have stuff limited. We have stuff, we have limited rounds. You can only buy X amount of rounds at a lot of the dealerships around here. You can only buy X amount of boxes per day. They're trying to spread the wealth out, but once ammo comes in this area, it is gone real quick. Skinner Farm says, do you think a 38 special is good for my wife? So guys, as far as picking out a gun, is a 38 special good for you? A 38 special is a 5 or 6 round wheel gun, right? Comes in a revolver. Do you want 5-6 shots? I don't know, right? You got to ask yourself this. What are you using it for? For one, my piece of advice I would give you is to get it chambered in 357, because then you can shoot 38 special through it as well as 357. If you buy something just in 38, you cannot go with 357. For me, for myself, guys, I don't carry wheel guns unless I'm in the woods. I like scale down when I go to the woods. I feel like it's less threatening in the woods. Joe, $10 super chat says, found you from Scrapplevid, top 3 beers. I am from PA. Dude, okay, the Scrapple thing was a very weird time in my life, guys. I've never had it before. I got sent to it from a buddy that I definitely trust enough to send me something that looks like that and actually eat it. Some people will send us food. I don't eat that. I don't want to die. Good stuff, really good stuff. I think I would definitely eat it again. Scrapple was a pretty cool experience. Top 3 beers, man. My top beers are stouts. I like dark beer. I like thick beer. There's a brewery here, Wallace Brewery, up in Wallace, Idaho. They have one called 1910, and it is a dark. It is a very dark beer, and it was actually during the fire of 1910, which is very famous. A lot of buildings had burned, and a lot of the charred barrels that had burned, apparently they get them, and somehow they're able to put this beer into the charred barrels for a while, soak up the taste, and then kick it loose. But dark beer is my thing. All right, Letitia Taylor. She says she feels unsafe now. Your firearm is very undersized. Are you safe? Are you unsafe? Bullet placement is always important. 380 is very small. Most people don't realize how often 9mm will actually bounce off someone's skull and they actually go through the skin, under and around the skull. Many people actually live from 9mm. So sometimes it's just the ammo, sometimes it's the person's size, it's what they're wearing. But I would say you have put yourself at a bit of a disadvantage with a 380. It's a smaller caliber. It is. At least bump up to a 9mm. Then tuck the 380 away. Now you got two dual wield. You can't go wrong with that. Sauceman 777 says shoot twice. Dave, dump them all. You're gonna shoot, use them all. North Country Off Grid, are you from Idaho? Yeah, man, we are in northern Idaho. I'm here. Yes, yes, from here. Not by way of California. We let bunnies out yesterday to just start free ranging on our property, a bunch of rabbits. And the goats are very weirded out by them because they're little and they hop. So the goats come over and check them out, and as soon as they move, the goats book it. So it's pretty funny to watch. Farm life. 36 minutes. We got to get out of here, guys. Sauceman 777 said, quality holsters, guys. Don't buy a gun and then get a cheap holster. Don't get those cheap little snap button holsters, like the Uncle Mike's. That stuff is cheap, and it'll actually get you to shoot yourself. It happens. It's common. Good Kydex, not leather. No breaks the hearts. Not leather, guys. Not leather. Sorry, hate to tell you. I know a lot of you guys are going to be mad at me for saying it, but leather breaks down and you will shoot yourself. Get good Kydex. Safariland holsters make good holsters. Alien Gear is coming out with a cool version of the same kind of design that Safariland has got going on. They do not have one out yet for the Smith & Wesson N&P, which is what I rock. So I've been watching. Poor to afford their stuff. Wallace is over by Montana. Yeah, it's on the way to Montana, going up the pass. Stop and get you some beer. At my local Social Security SS office, it could be your local state patrol office. The security guard asked if I had a gun, searched my purse. I had a 9mm clip. You mean magazine? That's okay, it's common. He said, if this is what you are carrying, be good. Shoot twice, only leave one story. Somewhat good advice. I would ask you to check into the legality of him going inside your purse. No, he can do that as far as you entering the building. If he went inside your purse and dug around, he violated your 4th Amendment right. Go get him. As far as any shooting, guys, unlike our boy Kenosha Kyle, you should be learning follow-up shots anyway until that threat is no longer a threat. Shooting once, not good practice. Not good practice? I don't know. Maybe it's good practice. I don't know. I don't shoot once. I don't, when I train, it's not one shot. It's multiple shots. Boom, boom, boom. Multiple shots. Boom, boom, boom. Social Security Office. Okay, not the State Patrol. Okay, gotcha. Different SS. Ray D says, what about Kyle Rittenhouse? Bro, we just talked about it. You're going to have to go back and watch the entire video. We just covered it for a bit of a length. Rick Rolled says, shake my head at shooting sideways. Bro, that's how it comes out of the box. It's a joke. Ha ha ha. AFJ Third says, Works holsters rock. All right, he said it. Go check him out. Just got an Alien Gear for my Glock 30. Is it the new one? Because I know they came out with the Glocks for like the thumb push button lever flippy dealy. Is that the one you're talking about? Casey Schaefer says, do you understand maritime admiralty law? If so, what's your thoughts? No, I'm not a lawyer. I don't. I'm not big on the law. I believe the law is manipulated to violate people, and I don't get it. So I pretty much stay away from it. I stay away from the law. Skinner Farm says the fatal T is what we are taught in the Army. Face. Jacob M is talking about some Kevlar. We shot up some Kevlar out here. Did pretty good too. I think we put like 60 some rounds in it before something bounced through. It was pretty cool. Quorentative Disease says the one-shot thing is for training, as if you only had 1 round left, make it count. Definitely. Definitely. Jacob M says, is that wrong? I don't know what you said. I'm sure you're right. Is there a march in CDA? Yeah, hey, that's a good one. So this Saturday, guys, there is an open carry rally march in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. Go support it. I think anytime you have a rally for open carry, you should go and support it. You shouldn't play the politics of who's putting it on and you don't like them, so you're not going to go support it. If you are local, why would you not support it? There's too many politics amongst the Patriots, and it's very annoying to watch a lot of Facebook warriors claiming to be Patriots, but then they don't want to go support certain people's groups because they're butthurt about something. It's dumb. It's comical to watch. You come up with excuses to not get off your ass when you're already not doing it. Jojo, $10 super chat says, if I got you on gun, if I got you a gun, if I got you one gun, excited, Shiner beers are great. If I got you on gun, I don't know, bro. I'm sorry, I don't know what that question was. You're gonna get me engraved on your gun? You better send me a picture of it. Rebel with a Cause, $5 super chat, appreciate it. Oh, that was a $10 super chat there too, guys. I appreciate that, Jojo. A lot of Californians flooding to your state. Can they handle the weather, Chad? Jim, you bring up a sensitive topic. Lots of Californians flooding here. There has already been a very large migration coming over the last couple of years. That is now very much influx, and even as of recently, guys, because many people are watching Eyes on November, right? We'll be doing a vid about it. There's a lot of people looking at November, and there's a lot of people now buying. They are buying land in North Idaho sight unseen. As many of you guys know, my wife is a real estate agent. There are people buying property without even looking at it because they just want property in the state of Idaho. So what I believe is so that they have a retreat. If the war pops off, they've got themselves a bug out in what is known as the Alamo, guys. North Idaho, state of Idaho, is known as the Alamo. You see it with a lot of what's going on in this state. There is a lot of pushback against our politics. There is a lot of demonstration going on with Patriots. There is a lot of organization going on that many of you guys are not going to be aware of, but I can tell you that all of the groups, Real 3%ers, the Kootenai Boys, them Lightfoot militia guys, North Idaho militia. Yeah, those are the dudes. Lots and lots of people joining up. Lots and lots of people coming together. Lots and lots of people getting training. And I mean a shit ton, guys. There's many people who see the writing on the wall. I live amongst Hicks in Tennessee. Yeah, that's who you want to be around. Bunch of Hicks, bunch of country folk, bunch of just hillbillies. That is who you want to be around. Let's see, Jacob M, $5 super chat. I appreciate the super chat. Thank you. Keep on keeping on, bud. We love you. Guys, I really appreciate it. The support is fantastic. As the channel grows, we get a lot more hate. As we hit these sensitive topics, we get a lot more hate, we get a lot more threats. So I appreciate your guys' support. Let's see here. I think I missed another one. Jojo, $5 super chat. Jojo's going broke hanging out with me tonight. Had to use instead of, instead of question. If I had to use one firearm, and I assume we're talking about pistols that we were just talking about, I would use my 9mm. If I had to use one firearm, it'd be an AR-15. Hope that answers your question. I guess you're not getting my face. Put on your gun. Murray's Fallout Silent Cinema says 3% refers to the percentage of people willing to actually stand up for their rights. 3% are the 3%. It's like a Jeep thing. It had to be explained. Probably wouldn't understand. It's a simple understanding, but yeah, when you're in, you're in. Kathy. Oh, Kathy asked. Okay, so Kathy knows now. SD has a law against forced vaccines. Listen, I have a personal law against forced vaccines. Guys, it's not happening, and I'm doing everything to prepare for it. It's not a question. It's not a suggestion. This family's not getting forced vaccines, and the people around me aren't getting forced vaccines, and there's just not enough people to force them. I can tell you that. 3% was the actual amount of citizenry that participated in the Revolutionary War. A lot of those details, guys, are argued. Some people say 3% fought with up to like 10% of the people helping them, or 1% fought with up to 2% of the people supporting them. That's where it comes from. It's semantics. We are who we are now, and we do what we do. Jojo says, I agree with Chad. I don't support any group. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Being alone in the coming months, guys, I think is a bad idea. Being that lone wolf, being that lone wolf, I think is a bad idea for the coming months. You need community around you. You need people around you. It doesn't matter how motivated you are. If you are one person, you can easily be overran. It is what it doesn't matter how much fight is in you. You got 20 guys coming down on where you're at. It just doesn't matter how cool you are. It doesn't matter how good of toys you bought. That statement might not actually be true. Community is important. What if you get hurt? What if you get sick, right? You need people around you. You need people watching your back. You need people who have things that you don't have. You know, you need to have things that other people don't have so that you can have a support system. It's John Wick style. Yeah, unless you're John Wick, man, and then you're good. But if you guys have ever thought about joining any kind of a group, a militia, do it now. And if you've always thought, you know, I'm just going to be a lone wolf and I'm going to go do my thing if the time comes, I can tell you as a guy who kind of had that same mindset of I'll just be out here and whatever comes to my door will get fought. I can tell you that I was wrong in that line of thinking. I can tell you that I have learned so much in the bit of training that I have gotten that I didn't even know what I didn't even know. And I realized that line of thinking was totally wrong. And I hear people say that too. You know, I hear people say like, oh, I'm a lone wolf, I'm on my own. It's bad. It's a bad line of thinking, guys. It really is. You should be building community. I don't know. I don't know how else to put it. Trust me, if you watch these videos and take anything that I say and trust that, if you are a lone wolfer, man, find a group of people ASAP. ASAP. Hascon says Coeur d'Alene is good, enough people to have commerce, but lots of good people. Yeah, man, it's we have a very large community up here of like-minded people. Rick says, F that, I'm Rambo. There's so many Rambos up in this area too. But, you know, when it comes down to it, guys, if we're ever needed, the Rambos mix in. The Rambos come off the mountain and they mix in with the groups, and it is what it is. And we've seen it in Coeur d'Alene, and I'm betting we're going to see it again. Should we be more concerned with an enemy country attacking us or civil unrest going on? This is a good question right here. Darling Angel, $4.99 super chat. How much worse do you think it will get? Okay, we're going off the rails on this one. Lots of scenarios could take place, guys. I will tell you what I think that I would do if I was another country. I would wait for the civil unrest to pick up inside this country, and then I would see which side's starting to win or lose, right? And as the civil unrest, and we call it civil unrest, but at a certain point it's going to become civil war. And as that civil war breaks free and is taking place, you can bet there are wolves circling who are going to be watching for an opportune time. And if those wolves are China, Russia, Iran, if China comes, Iran is coming. Most likely Russia's coming. And on top of that, we have a lot of enemies. So who else would not be jumping in? Who wouldn't take that opportunity? So it's something to think about. So we could be looking at civil unrest, but you should definitely have your mind set on outside. How would Iran come? Man, Iran has military, and they don't like us. You should definitely be thinking outside the box. Don't be looking just at don't be looking at just what the media is telling you to look at. You know, they're painting the black versus the white, the civil unrest stuff that's taking place. That is a microscope of what's taking place around that event, guys. All these people on the streets shooting each other, burning stuff down, they are cannon fodder for a bigger picture. So you guys keep that in mind. Keep it in mind. Think outside the box. Yes, I think it is going to get worse. I do not think that things are going to get better. I think that leading up to the election, things are definitely going to escalate. I think we're going to start seeing more escalation in the tactics. Right now we're seeing a lot more things being burned. I think we're going to start seeing a lot more explosive devices being used. I think we're going to start to see things blow up more. You know, they're using Molotov cocktails, they're lighting vehicles on fire. I think that's going to continue to escalate. And I think you're going to see a lot more of the improvised explosive devices leading into the election. And then once the election takes place, whether you think Trump is going to win or you think that that kitty sniffer is going to win, I think both are not good. I think both are going to lead into a lot more civil unrest. I think that if the left wins, kitty sniffer, I think they're going to come after the guns blatantly. I think they'll come after assault rifles. And I think we're at the point now as far as banning assault rifles where there's too many on the streets, too many people well armed, that we are not going to allow it to take place. And I think you will see even more civil unrest from the people who generally are a little more reserved. Both presidential options suck. Yeah, man, they all suck. They're all garbage. They're all garbage. Filming a scene from Snow White. Trump's red flag laws. Yeah, listen, Trump has etched away at the Second Amendment as well. You know, he gave up bump stocks as a bargaining token. Bump stocks are dumb, but that's still infringement on the Second Amendment, and that's a complete deal breaker. So, yeah, they're both garbage, right? The two-party system is garbage. The people we have to choose from, garbage. I'm hoping that in the second term he goes after everyone who bugged his campaign, all the corrupt FBI, all of the corrupt politicians. I hope they all go to jail, prison. I hope he goes after hard. I hope he goes after all of the pedophiles in this country. Because our country is deteriorating morally. The fabric of society and community is just morally corrupt. We are run by perverts. We are run by morally corrupt people, and we need a war to fix it. And that's just the bottom line. Bottom line: win, lose, draw, whatever. We need to go back to the base of this country. We need to tear it down to the base and rebuild it again. Rebel with a Cause $5 super chat says, buy a gun. Open carry with it in public. They are powerful and will get you out of a jam. Save yourself and your firearms for real revolution. I don't know what that is. Check it out, guys. Thank you for the $5 super chat. I appreciate it. Vegan Marshall says politicians won't fix anything. They haven't yet. Biden's been in politics for 50 some years, almost 60 years. Hasn't done a thing. Trump has no power. Is it FEMA? FEMA has all the power. No, man, we have all the power. We just need to get pissed off enough. What do you think about Ammon Bundy and the Convention of States? What do I think about Ammon Bundy? Like him getting arrested. Ammon Bundy has a style to him. He's got a way that he handles things. He's got a way that he operates, and I definitely respect it. I think that he's not always right in the way that he does stuff. But one thing he doesn't, the part he plays beautifully. The role he does beautifully. And there's not too many people that are out there fighting the fight like he does. So I definitely have a lot of respect for Bundy. I appreciate what he does. I know that what he does motivates a lot of people, and that is very important to this movement, is to have people out front that motivate you. If they're driving the train, you can hop on and off the train and feel good about it, but that consistent locomotive going, those guys who are in the forefront doing that kind of stuff, they play a very huge role, and I'm not even sure if he understands the magnitude of the role he plays. But many people jump on the train and jump off the train, jump on the train and jump off the train, and it's very important. And the more of those conductors we have driving those trains, we're going to really start to see revolution in this country. The tree needs refreshing. Yeah, it does. All right, guys, I'm going to take a couple. Yeah, I respect him too, says Sauceman. Yeah, listen, a lot of people are giving him shit for saying, for one, saying he's going to go march with BLM to defund the police. Many of the coward patriots in this area who are like, oh, he said he's gonna go march with BLM. Oh, I'm out of here. You guys are missing tactical thought. You're not even on his level. Try to realize that your mind stops at a certain spot and his is continuing the chess game. Just understand that you're not on his level. So when you say dumb stuff like, oh, Ammon Bundy supports BLM, I don't support him. No, dude, he doesn't. What he's saying is you can team up with someone else who's championing the same cause to have a greater effect. And you don't necessarily have to respect those people, or you don't even have to join those people to get the job done, right? The enemy of my enemy is my friend. That is the point. If you're too dumb to understand that, just shut up. Because there's a couple of you around here in town, and every time you say it, my face hurts just from reading your crap posts, okay? Bundy has done more to stand up for liberty and to fight tyranny than you could ever dream of. So when you sit back on your couch and get after a guy who's actually doing something, you look pathetic. You look pathetic. The same people who tried to come after me and say, oh, you supported the NFAC's march for Breonna Taylor. Yeah, guys, the point is that you get justice for an over-militarized law enforcement that is an issue in this country. The law enforcement in this country is an issue. The way that they operate is an issue. If you don't believe me, you can go watch the video of the 50, 60 staters that walked in just to get Bundy. 50, 60 staters. I think some of them were Boise police as well. You saw 50, 60 law enforcement get called in to pull out one guy. That's too much money. You guys have too much money. And you have the wrong people making decisions. Whatever idiot called in that many people, you're possibly retarded. 50, 60 law enforcement for Ammon Bundy, who is historically a peaceful person. He has never violently resisted or fought anyone. The guy's a peaceful protester. I don't even think he carries a gun on him. 50, 60? Crazy. You're crazy. If you agree with Waco, if you agree with Ruby Ridge, this channel's probably just not for you, okay? We're not bootlickers on this channel. I have friends in law enforcement. It doesn't change my opinion. Many people in law enforcement are great people. Some people in law enforcement are great people. When you get them one-on-one, you'll probably agree on 99% of what you talk about. The issue is the order following. It's from the top down, following orders, and if you step out of line, you lose your job, and now we're too independent, or we're too dependent on the money that we make. That is the problem. That is what is wrong with the system, is the fact that all of these blue liners, all of these guys in law enforcement are literally slaves to the job. That badge, those boots, that gun, those are your chains. And if they could do their job and make right decisions without worrying about getting cut loose, they probably wouldn't make such dumb decisions as a group. Maybe they would. I don't know. Following orders always ends in tyranny, guys. I am going to leave you with that. I can't top that. That's a good way to go out. Thank you guys so much for supporting the channel. Hit the thumbs up on your way out, guys. I really appreciate it. Sharing the video helps out. YouTube is kind of suppressing the channel right now because of the topics that we are covering. A lot of them are getting just demonetized right away, and they don't even care because we're not doing anything wrong. But they don't like the content. But we're going to continue doing it, guys, because this stuff is important, and it is just what we are. It is what we are doing and what we are taking care of in the world. So we're getting out of here. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it, and we will catch you on the next one.